Severance Season 1 has ended, but we still have a lot of unanswered questions, like what is the fate of our favorite microdata refiners? Or how will Lumon and the world react to Helly's speech? And for God's sakes, what are the goats for? If you haven't been living under a rock for the past few weeks, you might have heard Severance was renewed for Season 2. Well, in this video, we're going to break down all we know about Season 2 using official sources from both the cast, directors, and the writer himself, Dan Erickson. So let's get into it. Season 1 of Severance clocked in at only 9 episodes, but recently Dan Erickson has said that he has plans for a 10-episode second season to follow this 9-episode freshman run, meaning you'll have at least one additional episode for Season 2. Still a little short for my taste, but I'll leave it up to Dan to make those decisions. After all, he is the writer. Severance has gained huge popularity with overwhelmingly positive reviews, but some viewers of the show are worried that it may turn out like another Lost, where they introduce numerous mysteries and subplots but then abandon them. Dan Erickson had this to say: "There's an overall plan for the show. I have an endpoint in mind, and I intentionally didn't plan it season by season, because I wanted it to be flexible enough that we could get there in 2 seasons or 6 seasons. I wanted to allow us to be surprised by where the show goes. There's a sense of what Lumon is trying to do, and the role that our main characters are going to play in that, and where it all will culminate. It's really exciting to think about taking the next step onto that trip. This is good news for fans of the show. It means Dan already has an ending in sight, and if Season 2 shapes up to be as good as Season 1, we can almost guarantee to see more seasons after that." Patricia Arquette had arguably one of the best performances in the show. Mark's Audi undergoes near-constant surveillance from her character Harmony Colville, who moonlights as his kindly neighbor Mrs. Selvig. Though Mark now knows the truth about Colville's double life, Erickson teases that we haven't seen the last of her schemes. I think that she does have some special attachment to Mark, and I don't think it's entirely Lumon-based. That's what I'll say. I think that she's, without giving too much away, there's a professional interest for sure. And obviously, we've seen that there is some sort of experiment going on happening with him and his wife, and sort of observing them. But I think that you can see it in her eyes that it's become more about the job. So while Harmony Colville never explicitly said that she was experimenting with Mark and his wife, Dan Erickson has confirmed it for us. And there's no doubt that we'll get to see more of Ditchin Lockman's character, Miss Casey, in Season 2. The fact that Harmony Colville is running experiments on severed people means that maybe even the higher-ups at Lumon don't fully know how the Severance chip works. Season 1 ended with a spectacular cliffhanger, when Mark, Irving, and Helly manage with great difficulty to bring their innies to the outside world. The consequences of their actions are enormous. Mark learns that his supposedly dead wife is in fact his co-worker. Irving discovers that his Lumon love is married, and Helly learns about her Egan heritage, leading to her then announcing to a gala of industry bigwigs that the severance procedure is torture. Then Dylan is apprehended by Mr. Milchek. Ben Stiller commented, "Dylan has already seen The Matrix, back when his indie discovered that he had a child." Obviously that's a huge question and something that's really important to be dealt with because their whole perception of the world has been altered by having this glimpse. That's going to be a lot of what the second season has to deal with, a big part of the engine of the second season's beginning. A similar conflict exists for Mark, whose revelations will cause strife in his love life. With Innie Mark, we're starting to root for him and Helly, but now we also want to root for Outie Mark to find his wife. That's an interesting conflict we'll explore in the second season. Though Season 1 centered on Mark and his perspective, meaning that we got a few glimpses of his colleagues' Outies, Erickson promises that everything's about to change. In Season 2, we're going to be showing all these people on the outside. Similar to Mark, they each had their own reasoning for getting this procedure, and they're all at some stage of healing process for one thing or another. Being able to take what Adam did in the first season with the differences between his Innie and Outie and how they feel like the same person, but with this vastly different lived experience, seeing the other 3 characters' version of that is, I think, the most interesting part. We're excited to go deeper into this wholly unique world and unpack more layers of Lumon in Season 2. In Stiller and Erickson's capable hands, no doubt Season 2 will be another thrill ride of sci-fi goodness and corporate intrigue, though it's still a long way away, with no specified air date. In the meantime, there's still a lot to chew on. Fans who want to delve even deeper can check out The Lexington Letter, a free tell-all book from former Lumon employee Peggy Kinklade. Also, April 21st, the subreddit Severance Apple TV Plus will be hosting an AMA with Dan Erickson at 3 p.m. So if you have some questions, I highly suggest you check it out. We will be submitting our own questions. If you don't think you'll be able to make the AMA, drop your questions in the comment section of this video, and we'll submit them for you. The link to the AMA is in the description. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. It helps me tell what type of content you want me to cover. Thanks again.